Order in court for the third case of the day. Please sit while I confirm the details you have given me to judge this case. Please nod your head if you accept the answer and shake your head if you disagree. As you are the one who gave them to me, I do not expect you to shake your head at any point. You have offered a plea of innocent to this crime. You, Frank Mark Schilling, have the best name possible for the crime you have committed, namely one to do with money, and it had not been to do with the timing. This may have actually acted within the law by simply stating something that could be classed as being a cheeky beggar. Does what I've said make sense? Your entire life has been dedicated to becoming a millionaire, of which you succeeded, only in a slightly different way to how you intended. Well, sort of. You have never been in trouble with the law at any time before, and it surprises me you made this error. You have made plenty of errors in your businesses that have somehow been sold off after alterations, where other people have then earned good living from them and not lost any money. This started off with an open-top cab you tried in both Manchester and Oxford, two of the wettest places in the entire country. When you sold it as a jacuzzi cab to someone on Torquay, it was a huge success during the summer. Another of your ideas was a fun bus where people could play arcade games. It drained the batteries so quickly you kept having to turn the engine on and take them to a quick tour, much to their surprise, or would leave them screaming to get off. When you sold it, you changed it into a party bus for children that did really take off. You also ran a portable ski slope attraction that we're lucky it never collapsed on anyone, and then sold it as a giant inflatable slide. Your ingenuity has to be appreciated, particularly by those whose businesses came from what you presented to them. Unlike most of the cases I take, or rather most of the people I take, you are not a complete and utter plonker, or a nutter. On this occasion, though, you are most definitely a plonker, though. You should have worked out what would happen when you listened to someone in a pub. It's not somewhere you're going to get much good advice, and you didn't. You didn't buy any dodgy goods, but if you ever get a good on offer some of the latest things, you'd better let me know. I'm after a few bits as it goes, so I'd be more than happy. Oh, but of course, I'd have to confiscate it and put you away. But you can't have everything, can you? You have, or had, a good job until this came along. When you told all your workmates all you were going to be millionaires in a week, it wasn't actually a lie, but you weren't honest either, and you didn't have the money to finance your new business. You borrowed money from the petty cash without permission to put an advert in the national papers. There was no problem with that if you could get the money back, but you missed one major problem. Time. Advertising people's wealth is something I'd advise myself, but would definitely interest a lot of other people. Putting a currency note for $1 million in a frame would only encourage me to try and spend it, and the million is legitimate currency, so I understand. You didn't just state which currency it was, which also wasn't illegal. The amount of orders is what caused you the most problems. Turkish lira had a very low value about 20 years ago, 1,000,000 Turkish lira was worth about 15 pence, but 6 of the zeros have now been removed. You were able to get loads of them at first, but they are no longer being printed, and demand outweighed supply. You should have stopped when there was no supply left, but you didn't. You found a load of joke notes from Fun Warehouse with soap opera characters on them instead of real people, and the currency was supposedly fake sterling. Not having real people and their notes was the start of all the problems. You are aware that there are people who don't realise that soap opera characters aren't real, and nor £1,000,000 notes, but your customers were trying to buy them and use them to do all their usual shopping. Chaps were causing riots across burger shed restaurants around the country. I don't know what country, but I like to think of the mess they caused. Some people might have had mustard squirted into their eyes. Oh, I don't like that. Gherkins ran up their nostrils, and ketchup all over God knows where. Sounds like the Kenton staff from here after the summer party. They can be real ruffians, so they can. Whatever we got up to down here is up to us, but your actions are deplorable for what they have caused. Oh, is that barbecue sauce on your shirt, by the way? That's a silly thing to do. Anyway, I can accept no excuses for this. I find you guilty of this crime. You will return to this court in 7 days for sentencing. Guard, please take this sad and lonely defendant away. They come in all shapes and sizes, but they're always just complete plonkers.